MusicFirst Elementary Powered by Charanga is a cloud-based curriculum for elementary general music grades K through 5 with 36 sequential lesson plans for each grade level. When you open MusicFirst Elementary, you will see an on-screen resource that functions almost like an interactive textbook, and then you'll see accompanying lesson plans, curriculum maps, and assessment tools for use as well. Originally a curriculum designed by Charanga for a variety of countries around the world, MusicFirst Elementary is fully aligned with the National Core Art Standards. This involved a meticulous process to ensure that each standard is approached in every grade level. Essentially, we took a product that was working very well in the UK and rewrote it to fit with our education system here in the US. Let's jump into Grade 4. As you can see, there are 6 units with 6 weeks of lessons within each unit, all based around original and public domain songs and social themes like changing the world and community and identity. When you click on the unit, you will see each week of that unit. Within those weeks, you can explore the lesson plan, the teaching manipulatives, assign it to a class, and add to your library of lessons so you can customize those lessons. Click on Plan and you can download it or read it inside the page. You will also find the melody/lyrics/chords lead sheets, lyrics sheets, and the entire melody lead sheet written out for treble clef instruments pitched in C, E flat, F, and B flat, and instruments written for bass clef and alto clef. On top of all that, many of the songs in Grade 4 also include sheet music. The sheet music takes a portion of the song and arranges it in parts for woodwinds, brass, percussion, keyboard, guitar, ukulele, and string instruments. For example, if I know that my general music students are studying trumpet or alto saxophone in group lessons during the school day, or are taking something like private drum lessons after school, I can click on those parts and find the ones that would work best for them. They can bring their instruments to general music class, or maybe they're already there in your general music classroom because you're teaching in the band room. And guess what? They can play the songs we are learning on their instruments. This is amazing. You can look at all the parts here or click on Teach and then click on Sheet Music. Let's look for alto saxophone parts. I can see 4 parts for alto saxophones. Parts 1 and 2 would be played by my 4th graders who have studied the alto saxophone for some time. Part 3 would be great for my students who are mastering their low notes. And Part 4 would be for my very beginner saxophones. When I look over the trumpet/cornet parts, I see that they include high notes. If my students are ready to perform these parts, I will use them. However, if they are beginner players who have not mastered high notes yet, I might opt to use clarinet part 4, which only uses simple rhythms on the note B below middle C. MusicFirst Elementary gives you such wonderful options. There are very few clicks within MusicFirst Elementary, so that the layout is nicely intuitive. If you need to, you could download the weekly lesson plans or the curriculum maps and hand them into your supervising administrator without having to recreate the wheel. You can also download and print out the formative and summative checklists to use while the students perform the unit quizzes at the end of each unit or the end of the grade quiz at the end of Unit 6. There are also music theory quiz logs for the students and teacher to keep track of the assessments throughout the year. These assessments are excellent for retrieval practice and for showing administration that your students are accomplishing grade level objectives. Let's move on to the understanding music portion. Look at the summary to help draw out musical concepts that they will experience here and throughout the unit. Since the melodic patterns are D, E, F sharp, G, and A, I would change the settings to display solfege hand signs during singing sections and change the animated instrument to recorder since my 4th graders would have successfully accomplished D, E, F sharp, G, and A on the recorder at this point in the school year. I change these settings when I feel that they will be beneficial. Now, the students will warm up by moving to the steady beat of the music, echo clapping, echo singing, echo playing, improvising clapping, improvising playing, and improvising singing patterns to a variety of rhythms and melodies. I like this particular activity because this tempo is adagio and the students would be able to perform the echo and improvisation portions successfully. However, when you use the understanding music portion in the classroom, you can increase or decrease the tempo when they come to the playing portions so that the students can process it successfully. Plus, you can use the timeline to skip around if you would like to only focus on a few portions of the activity. Understanding music portion is the same song for each week in one unit, so that the students have consistency when learning and improving on their improvisations, performing, and singing skills. As we move to the listen and respond portion, each one revolves around a song and social theme. In this lesson, the song is Look Into the Night, a pop song highlighting the musical style of K-pop and how music can empower and shape your life. In the younger grades, the listen and respond portion included videos of our younger learners. Now, MusicFirst Elementary gives the older students questions to reflect on as they listen to the song. The teacher can open the questions up for discussion or use them as a writing piece and have them write or type their answers. As we listen to the song again, we go through the tabs on the bottom of the screen. These tabs are full of wonderful and amazing information about the music, style, history, performance, and more. For example, in this response section, the students learn about meters, form, tonality, beat, tempo, and style. These sections contain unique items for every song. In this extended listening portion, the students listen to excerpts of the song to zone in on certain tone colors, instrumentation, rhythm patterns, and texture. In this understand portion, they deep dive into the origins of the song and the comprehension of the lyrics. They also give great cross-curricular connections to history. This portion also gives you alternative artists to listen to. Usually in week 6 of each unit, like in El Borrego, a person from the culture or area where the music originated speaks about the music, and the recording is usually a traditional recording from the artist of that area of the world.
Accompanying dance that was popular in Spain in the 18th century.
Or there is a description of a dance that is connected to the music, and so much more. Each lesson also contains a picture for the students to reflect upon. The connect portion shows where the musical style falls on the timeline. When teaching the song, the activity Learn to Sing the Song gives you the options where you can follow the music as it highlights each measure. It also breaks down the song so that your students can learn a verse, chorus, bridge, and more. These portions allow you to change the tempo of the recording to assist with learning the song. It also gives you the option to remove the vocals. This A to Z button on the bottom of the screen gives you and your students a convenient glossary to look up terms and music vocabulary. If you are new to teaching a song, revisit the lesson plan, which gives flexible approaches to how to teach the song. Just like in the Grade 3, Week 6 of each unit, Grade 4 continues having the students use Music Notepad to compose. They can use this notation program that's specifically developed for younger students to successfully compose music for various instruments. Check out the Music Notepad video to learn more about it. In this lesson based on the song, The Sparkle in My Life has an improvising activity built into it. You can have students use body percussion and non-pitched instruments to improvise with various rhythm patterns, or use pitch instruments like their voices or classroom band or orchestra instruments to improvise a melody using the notes concert pitched E flat, F, G, B flat, and C. In this lesson based around the song Dreaming of Mars, there are additional activities. They include playing your instruments and composing with the song. When you click on the Playing Our Instruments tab, it gives your students options to play with glockenspiels or recorders. These can be exchanged for boomwhackers, classroom instruments, or body percussion. You can also click on the Sheet Music tab and have your students use any band, orchestra, guitar, ukulele instruments to perform with the track. Again, you can change the tempo if the song's tempo is too fast or too slow for your students. The Compose with the Song activity gives you fabulous options for each of your students. You can do this as a group or individual activity. Have the students choose the amount of notes and the instruments for which they will perform the melody. Here, we will choose a 5-note scale for B-flat instruments. The 6 options give you a lot of choices so that your students can successfully compose music. The first 3 are rhythmic options, and the next 3 are melodic and rhythmic options. Let's choose the staff with note names. Click and drag the note to the screen, and it will only allow the 5 notes you choose. The highlighted part shows where the note will fall on the staff. Click on the note to raise or lower the pitch or delete it. When finished, listen to the playback and discuss if the notes fit into the chord structure. Have the students practice it and perform along with the music. This can also be printed out, saved within the program, and exported as a Music Explorer file. In MusicFirst Elementary, you can customize your lessons so that you can add your own PowerPoints, images, audio files, and more, as you can see here, where I wanted to extend the lesson around the song Dreaming of Mars to include a recording and some other resources. I clicked on Add to Lessons, My Workspace, My Lessons, Dreaming of Mars, Edit, Upload, click on the box that you agree to the terms, move the MP3 up to between Listen and Respond, and learn to sing the song. Here's what it looks like within the lesson. I then customized it to add a PDF that has links to resources where I can now extend the lesson. Finally, I can make this into a unit and add a PowerPoint, and image, and a description to it. If you do this, you have to wait around 2 minutes for all the items to upload, even after you click the button to save. Check out the Customizing Lessons and Units video to learn more about this. This is just the beginning. There are numerous music creation tools, including tools for decoding, creating music, music notation, and a web-based digital audio workstation that can score movie files. This truly sets MusicFirst Elementary into a league of its own. Check it out today.